What is going on, everybody? Welcome over here to the channel. Today we kick it off with episode 21 of the Montana Cattle Ranch series. So sit back, relax, smash that like button, and hit that subscribe button. Don't forget we are doing a giveaway, information in the description below. Let's get to it. What is happening, everybody? So today we kick it off on June 2nd over here on the Cattle Ranch series, and we have a ton going on. But first thing first, I ended up using the forage harvester quite a bit to pick up a lot of that straw, and I put it into our bins. But then I went ahead and baled a bunch of this, and I figured I would sell it off just so we could make a little extra money because we are stocked up. But what I want to do right now, before we take that in, is I'm wanting to hire out a worker to start harvesting this canola for us. And I gotta make sure that the straw swath isn't enabled for this crop, because it's actually not supposed to give any. So I'm kind of waiting to see and make sure that it isn't enabled. Okay, I think we got it now. So technically canola doesn't give a straw swath, and I have that mod. I turned that mod on such a long time ago, and I've never gotten rid of it as of to date. So I have to just kind of make sure that it is turned off. I need to actually go through and just click it off, and then I don't have to worry about it at all. But it is what it is. So let's go ahead and make it down to the co-op if I don't flip the truck. And we're going to sell off this straw. And I think we're going to go ahead and empty the hay storage that we have down here. And that should leave us with, I'm hoping a decent little chunk of money. I'm not expecting too much, but an extra 15, maybe 20 grand, maybe a little bit more, because we have quite a bit on this truck. And I know there's quite a few bales sitting right there. So let's sell this off and let's see what we get. Alright, first load. Oh, we got a lot more than I thought. 32,630 plus an additional $1,732 for the environmental score. That's awesome. And that puts us up to 110 grand. We will take it. Now let's go over here. Try to get as close as possible, and maybe it'll load up right away without having to move the truck. I'm kind of hoping so. Yeah, I did that all wrong. Just try to cut it in like this. I may have to move some bales, but we'll see. So we got 25 bales sitting here. That's not bad. So we should end up with a nice little chunk off of this as well. Another 20,000. We will take it. That helps out quite a bit. But now we got to get back to the ranch, and I have a giant manure heap that I need to take care of. Now, I was trying to go through and figure out what we could actually use the manure for. I was going to use it for fertilization, but now that we have the liquid fertilizer being produced from the slurry, that I don't really see the need to use it for that, and we could just turn around and put it in the BGA and actually make some money off of it. So I think that is the route we're going to go. And it looks like our worker is finally full. And I gotta figure out what I want to do with this canola. I think we're just going to turn around and make it into some canola oil. And that'll be a nice little increase to our funds coming in. And then I think next year we are going to completely change this field up. At least that's my plan at the moment. Why did he... Oh my goodness. I don't understand these AI workers sometimes. I should have checked and seen the route that they were going to do this, because now they just made it awkward. Luckily, I have crop destruction off on this playthrough, and I can just drive through my field. But yeah, that would have just been not fun if it was on right now. But I will see you as soon as we arrive over at the cow pasture. Alright, we made it over here. We got everything set up. And this pile kind of reminds me of the original Jurassic Park movie.
That is one big pile of shit.
But let's go ahead and get this all picked up. Well, that's a lot of poop. That is a ton of manure. So let's go ahead and dump this. And I think I can get out with that still dumping. Yes, we can. And open this up. So with 1,000 manure, we make 849 electric charge, 100 methane, and 199 digestate. Now what I think I'm going to do with this is we are going to put all this to selling. Yeah, you will only see the difference from month to month or day to day, but I don't really want to... I don't know how to pull the electric charge out to try to sell that. The methane... Technically we could, And the digestate, I think we could. But it's going to run through this so quick, so I might as well just set it to selling, and we should be okay. This will be the only thing that I do this for, at least for now, until we get, you know, massive. But for now, we're going to just go ahead and sell all this off as it produces it. And activate. There we go. And that should burn through that manure pretty quick. I just got to remember to shut it off as soon as it's done. It'll probably burn through all this manure within a month. But on another note, we ended up having our first baby cows on the farm. I didn't realize it, but last month, our first 20 cows ended up having babies. So now we're up to 117 head of cattle over here. So that is cool. I'm happy with that. And we have quite a bit of milk we need to take care of. But, yeah, we're going to go ahead and grab some more of this. Why not? I forgot that the bucket was still full. But we're going to go ahead and finish taking care of this. And then I think we're going to go ahead and grab our tanker and pull this slurry out of here because that's getting kind of full too. Alright, let's go ahead and drop this slurry off. And I had already picked up all the liquid fertilizer that it produced the first time we used this. So, it's kind of a bummer that as soon as you hop out of the truck, it just quits pouring. I don't know if any of the other tankers will keep going. I guess that's something I'm going to have to experiment with. But let's go ahead and turn this production on. Activate. There we go. And let us go ahead and grab our milk and take it to the production here. First things first, though. We gotta wash this truck off. Gotta wash the inside off. Can't have in, you know, slurry mixed with our milk. I don't think that goes well together. You know. So we got what, 21,000 liters of milk in here. So we'll get this to producing some cheese for us. There we go. Activate. And while I'm here, do we have anything in here? Oh, we already have 8,200 liters of cheese. Okay, that'll help. That'll be nice. What about... I forgot that this thing makes pig feed. Okay, and I'm selling that off as we go too. Alright. That works. Well, I don't think we're going to get a full load of canola off this field. It'll be close. I think we may... Oops. Come on now. I think we may end up filling up the Super Bee. If it's not all the way, it'll be close. But it'll still be a nice penny by the time we make it into some canola oil and we sell it off. And then, like I said, I think we are definitely changing this field up. The amount of mineral feed that we're going through is very minimal, and we have quite a bit still stocked up. So I won't worry about doing any more canola until, you know, we are getting close to running out of our mineral feed that we made. You know, one thing I never notice when, like, let's say I take over for one of the workers and I switch them out, I don't think you have to pay them. Like, I legitimately don't see the money come out of my account for me taking over when they were working for us. Now, I could be wrong, and maybe I missed it out of the corner of my eye, but I don't ever see the money disappear when I do that. Is it just me, or... I don't know. That would be kind of a how do you put it? A way to get some free labor out of these workers, but who knows? So 5,000 liters. Okay, so 58,000 liters of canola. That's not too bad. I mean, it's definitely a major improvement from uh, last year. That was quite depressing, but it did what we needed it to do. We got quite a bit of mineral feed from it, and we're still golden. And I'm still sitting on like over 100,000 liters of potatoes in my potato cellar. So there is that as well. I thought about maybe making some chips with them, maybe like half of them, but I'm kind of undecided on that. At least that way, or how do I put it? At least I still have things sitting around that we can make money on when we need or if we need for some reason. I'm hoping that's not the case, but yeah, you know. Now, I'm still thinking about the whole uh, Big Bud tractors that I have that I'm really not able to use for anything. And I thought about maybe selling those off to possibly purchase some more land. Because we don't really need them for anything else. They don't have a PTO shaft, so we can't really. There's not many implements that we can really use for on them, except maybe a weeder or the mulcher, which is what I was originally using one of them for. I mean, I really like the tractors, don't get me wrong, but I need something that's actually, useful and gonna help us. So I'm still on the fence. I may sell them and may buy some property with it. I don't know. But let's go ahead and run this load of canola down to the factory. I like how it just dumps it on the floor. Like they have no grates to accept it. It's just like, whatever. Alright, at least that's still emptying. Okay, it's all the way in there. Let's get some canola oil producing. No, I don't want to sell it. Change output. There it is. Keep that and activate. And we make pig food from that too. This is kind of a broken farm factory. I mean, it's cool you can do everything, but I don't understand why you're making pig feed with your oil. Maybe it's just like the scrap canola that is left over from the production that's making it. I don't. That's the only thing I can guess. But I think that's what we're going to call it on today's episode. It was kind of just running around taking care of stuff. We were able to get the canola field harvested, so that's a plus. But otherwise, I hope you guys have a fantastic day, and we will catch you guys on the next one. Peace.